Hey fragrance enthusiasts and friends, welcome back. It's Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance Channel, showcasing another beautiful fragrance for you guys. So today we're going to be talking about King from the house of Pete and Pedro. That's what we got on our hands here today. I did get this for free, full disclosure, 100%. I actually didn't even expect this. It arrived in the mail and I wasn't even expecting anything. I opened it and I said, what is this? I didn't expect this. When I got the first fragrance, I did a review of a Pete and Pedro fragrance a little while back, and I talked to them a little while and they didn't like what I had to say. I was not so positive about their first fragrance that I'd smelled, that I tried, that I reviewed. I thought it was synthetic. I thought that they sacrificed the quality of the smell and how good it smelled to the nose for the performance, and I didn't think it was a good value for money. Let's see if this fragrance changes any of that. This is called King. This fragrance I don't think is intentionally made or trying to be a clone house, but they don't hide and they actually kind of promote that their fragrances are inspired by, for fragrances. So take that. That might be a real negative for some of y'all. They're not intentionally trying to clone, molecule for molecule or perfectly anything, but they supposedly do take inspiration. And this one is Green Irish Tweed, I believe, if I remember right. And this one, it's a little bit fresher. You do detect the lemon and the violet, and some of that lemon verbena vibes with with that lemon peel, and it has a little bit of oiliness with that lemon, and then it transforms into more of this modern oak moss smelling thing. There are lots of molecules. If you go to the website, again, I linked it down below. Supposedly, there's a lot going into this fragrance. Again, to my nose, this is all rather crafted and blended together, so it's really hard to pick through this mismatch of notes. Again, I don't think this one smells unpleasant, but I do think it is more synthetic. But the good thing here is that it does smell more blended. At least it smells better. It's like it's crafted better. It's composed and comes together a little bit better. It's a little bit smoother. And I wouldn't say that this is a richer fragrance, but it has a little bit more depth to me than some of the other Pete and Pedro fragrances. So I think this is an improvement. I think they might have listened to me a little bit, because the first ones, to me at least, weren't composed so well. Anyways, this fragrance is, could be a good fresh fragrance, and it doesn't, even though it does have some green tendencies, it doesn't smell green. So this could be a great fragrance for if you have to give a speech, if you're a younger guy, if you have to give a presentation, a formal event. This is a fragrance also, I think, that maybe the gentleman can get behind. It has a little bit more of a playful and youthful vibe, but still has a modern quality to it. Again, it's very fresh. To me, it has that sheer, almost transparent quality about it. I like depth. I like weight behind fragrances. That's one reason I like coffees and tobaccos and leathers and things like that. I like to feel the fragrance. I like density a lot of the times behind my fragrance personally, and I do have a sweet tooth for gourmands a lot of the time. And even I respect this fragrance for what it is, and for the molecules, for the aroma chemicals going into this one, I do think they did a better job. Does it have the weight that I would like? No, but not everybody wants a heavy fragrance like sometimes I do. So this might really work for people. I do have to say once again that I don't detect a skeleton or really a heart to this fragrance that's based off naturals. Again, really high quality compositions, really high quality fragrances in the niche world. They build a base of like 20 or 30% naturals, and then that gives them kind of the skeleton or the building blocks or the foundation of their fragrance that they can build around with all these, all the versatility and all the opportunities and all the crazy little perfume magic that they can do with all these aroma chemicals and different compounds. So this fragrance to me, again, doesn't feel like it's really using any naturals, and for the price for what you're paying, we'll talk about that later in the video, but suffice to say, I think that things, again, could be perhaps done a little bit better, but it's not bad. Again, some people claim crazy performance on these Pete and Pedro fragrances. I see people claiming 10 hours, 11, 12 hours plus out of these light, fresh fragrances. It's a fresh fragrance. It does have more synthetic than natural, adding really to that longevity. So I can get 7 to maybe 8 hours. I'm not seeing 12 hours, but more power to you if you spray a bunch of this on and on your clothes, and you do get 12 hours. More power to you. I'm not getting that out of it. But it's not a bad fragrance. Compliment factor wise, it did better than I thought. Again, if you spray this fragrance and you smell it really close to your skin, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that right now? Find some bare skin. Let's spray it. Here we go. it's not going to smell so pleasant. It has a lot of that citronella vibe. Again, if you're familiar with citronella, in the South, it's traditionally used as a bug repellent. Again, I get some of that vibe. Some perfumers and some people tend to seem to like to use it in their fragrances, and to me, it's always a negative. It's just not a note that I can get behind. I struggle with clove a lot of the times in perfume as well, and frangipani sometimes is, again, we all have our little tendencies, but again, definitely some citronella. But again, if you smell this close to the skin, it's not gonna be. You're not gonna think this is something crazy. You're not if you think about it, and if you're somebody who tends to like to smell themselves throughout the day, I don't think this is gonna do it for you. But if you just go out, you just rush out the door, you're busy, you got somewhere to go, you want to smell good, you put on a couple sprays and you don't think about it, I do think that this could make you smell definitely better than you would without fragrance. It's not it doesn't smell bad. But again, natural wise, if you're a stickler for quality, for the value, I don't know about it. But again, compliment factor wise, I didn't get anything too crazy. Nobody chased me down. Nobody oohed and awed and gave me goo goo eyes, or it didn't lead to anything crazy. So King as a fragrance, I don't know. I don't know how to talk about the compliment factor, because I feel like it's like Green Irish Tweed, which is a nice, confident, masculine fragrance, but then they modernized it, made it a little bit more citrusy with a lemon, and people kind of respected it, but I didn't feel like it did anything terribly special. Again, it's better than nothing, that's for sure, but I didn't, at least in my world, it didn't do anything terribly special. Could be worn to the office, certainly. Could be worn just about anywhere professionally. This fragrance would be solid and dependable, and wouldn't be too seductive or different. It wouldn't be too alluring. It wouldn't be trying to be too posh or fancy. I think that it's something that people would just respect as a good office fragrance. It's good, and people would be like, oh yeah, he smells good and clean, and they probably wouldn't think about it too much. And to me, that's kind of the vibe I get from this fragrance. Again, with my final thoughts, I don't want to beat up on this house. I know that they're probably doing their darnest, but for $1 per mil, it's about $50 for 50 mils. For this kind of quality, for what you're getting, I would rather have something that lasts a little bit less and smells better. And for price per mil, in my humble opinion, especially when I talk about places like Fragrance Net and Fragrance by CA, where you can buy discounted fragrances for less, you could buy like La Haramain's La Aventure, or Club de Nuit Intense Man, and these Aventus style fragrances for about the $30 range, and I think you'd be a lot happier performance wise and smell wise. So, and Green Irish Tweed wise, they have one called La Aventure Night, I believe it is, and there's a few clones of Green Irish Tweed. I don't know, for me, I haven't come across a lot of houses that clone Green Irish Tweed exactly. And I know that Dua has a clone of Green Valley, and I would probably go for that Dua's clone of Green Valley if I wanted this kind of smell. To me, that's what's worth probably going for if you want something like this. But of course, there's Guerlain's Vetiver, which is about $30 and is outstanding quality for the money. It's different, of course, but you could layer it with plenty of other things. And Guerlain's Vetiver for a professional office fragrance, and for something with this kind of vibe or emotion, I think that's far better for your money. So I'm going to leave it there. Check it out if you think it's worth it. I'll include the link down there below. Somebody out there I know likes this. Lots of people do like Pete and Pedro, and more respect to them, more power to them. Again, this brand was started by a super popular, pretty big, maybe the biggest name in the men's fragrance game, at least on social media. You'll probably know all about it. Menfluential, I believe it is. I'll link it down below. Anyways, guys, have a beautiful day. Live well, enjoy your fragrances, smell it up. More power to you if you like this one, but I don't know. For me personally, Pete and Pedro is not something that I am absolutely crazy about. But hey, more power to the people who do. Don't let me dissuade you. Wear your fragrances, enjoy them, rock them, wear what you love, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Peace out, bye, enjoy your day, and be safe out there. I'll catch you next time, everybody, and bye.